Hey residents of Meepletown, today the land has been polluted and John and I are going to be planting things along the way so that we can, planting animals along the way so that
We're not planting animals.
Renature the nature that needs to be natured.
Whatever.
Let's get a table and check out Renature.
All right, Meepletown, so we have Renature set up. We are now ready to play this thing. Turns are pretty simple in this game, huh, Dean?
That's right.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing 3 tiles, and this is our hand, and then we're simply going to be placing them on the green brook spaces on the board to help Renature. Apparently we're planting animals instead of seeds. We can either plant them on one of the 4 starting spaces here, or we can match them with other animals. You'll see that as we go, but you can match it with another domino. Every animal has to actually match with the domino that it's orthogonally adjacent to. We're also going to be planting grass and bushes and trees and stuff in these brown areas. And we're going to be doing some area majority, scoring those along the way. You can see the point values on the board here. We can do some stuff with our clouds. We'll kind of share that as we go along. But you ready to go? You okay there?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right.
I choked up a little bit, but yeah, I'm good.
So I'm the first player. I actually get an extra point because it's really nice going last in this game because, I mean, hey, it's area majority, so you can kind of go boom, booyakasha, and go, right?
What's our score so far, John?
That's true. We did not do that. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah.
Our score on the year right now, we are 2-2. Tied up on our games this year.
That's
I can go
it.
ahead and say I've not beat John in this game yet. Ugh. It's not looking good for me. We'll see what happens.
Yep, but maybe it'll be reverse. Last year, I didn't beat you in anything except for when I got on the camera, so maybe I'm going to choke here on the camera, bro.
Could be.
It's game time! One other thing to mention is that butterflies are wild at this moment. We can't adjust the wilds, so meaning it does not have to match up. It's a wild.
Wild butterflies.
So crazy. Okay, I think... Wow, this is interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to go right here, right here. And now that I've placed that, I can place one of these orthogonally adjacent in a brown spot. I'm going to go ahead and place this. This is worth 1 point value. 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. I can move this around just so you know. But now Dean has to either place on one of those 4 spots or a frog next to mine. I'll draw up, and that is my turn. I score a point, sorry.
That's right. I'm actually going to do pretty much
We're both playing doubles right off the bat,
the exact same thing. That's right. I'm going to place one of my people there. And
here, if you just ask, because I really don't want to hear that noise the entire video.
And I'm done.
Okay, and so you may see some of these neutral color tiles. Those are coming into effect at some point in the game. They're not our own. Basically, they can be used to hose other players, help us maybe. Yeah, pretty much, right?
You
can score some points as well.
Such a nature-themed game wouldn't be so mean.
It's violent. So I'm going to place this here. Now, what I have the option to do is put something here or here. So what's interesting is when these squares are filled up, it actually doesn't score yet. It's not until the brown spaces have things orthogonally adjacent to them. We can spend clouds to get pieces back. So I'm thinking right now, should I go here next to Dean? I could put this 2, but it's not really worth me to waste one of my 2s, I think, just to get 2 points there. Now, if Dean places next to this, he's going to get all 3 points at the end whenever we score it. So that's an interesting decision to have to make. I think I'm just going to instead kind of take a little bit of the lead in this 3 value spot there.
Now, what I thought John might do is put a neutral one in there because the neutral would have given him the 2 points and then taking away any points that I would have gotten from.
Yeah. If you end up with a tie, those players are actually wiped out when it comes to the scoring. I did consider that. Probably would have been a good move, but
I don't think you took your point either, John.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. But man, I kind of wanted to save them for a little later.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take my turtles there and do something pretty similar to John. I think I'm just going to place down here in this 4 spot.
Okay. And you see that we're scoring 1 point. You actually score a point for the tile that you placed or whatever you just placed, the grass or whatever, and then every one that's equal or lesser value, you score a point for that as well. And so since there's not only one...
So, for both of us, probably could have made more sense placing in areas where we have other people.
Maybe.
But we didn't. I feel like this is pretty abnormal for us.
Yeah, I just wanted to try something a little different this time, and I've kind of got myself in a bad position already, I think. So how about that, Dean? You'll probably like that.
I do.
Ooh, I really don't like the tiles I have. That's part of the game, though, you know? Ooh, this is actually really tough. Man, Meepletown. Meeps. I really don't like what's going on. I can spend
It's going to be a long game.
Well, I can spend 2 clouds to change the wild, but this early in the game doesn't seem like that is the greatest plan. All right, I'm going to do this.
I know that from experience. From our last game.
I hate that I'm using up all these ones at the moment. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
All right, the thing. Ooh, actually, that could change things a bit for me. Oof. It will actually. That will change things for me quite a bit. So what I had planned on doing is taking this frog and putting it up here and putting the neutral here. Just exactly what I just said to block John. However, I have an opportunity to close this off right now, which will help me out.
Dang it.
For a couple
why
reasons.
I didn't want to do that.
So I'm going to take my...
Dude, you're beating me already.
I'm going to take another grass piece and put it here. That's going to give me 2 points, if you don't mind. I'm going to close this off.
I should have neutraled that one.
And when I close this off, what's going to happen is I'm going to get the
3 more points.
The 3 more points because I'm the only one in that spot. And then there's points on the back of this too that John doesn't know, but I do.
I don't know. That's true. I don't know what it is.
Dean takes a commanding lead. Are you scared?
No. I'm trying to think of what to do next. I really don't like the way this game's going at all. Man. I hate losing tiles, you know? But then the problem is you just have to pick your battles.
That's all right.
And sometimes you don't do what you want to do. What's happening?
That's right.
That's exactly right. You can quote me on that.
You nailed it.
And here is interesting too because I could come in here and put a bush, which is worth 2 value, and tie it up. But then he could just come right back and take the lead there, which I don't love either. But you know what? I'm going to try this. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this too. I'm going to force him to make some decisions here. But I get 3 points for placing that because those 2 are lesser value. So I'm going to go ahead and get 1, 2, 3 points to tie it back up.
That's right. And that does. It makes things a bit more challenging for me. Now, really, I'm going to have to. I almost don't have a choice. The problem is I'm going to have to waste one of my wild tiles to put that in there.
It's so crazy.
So crazy.
It's wild.
But I feel like I'm going to have to do that. So, not have to, but I'm going to do that. So I will place this right here. And the good thing is John won't be able to close this one out, which is what I was a little worried about. But I'm just going to put this right here, giving me the lead.
I can close it out. What are you talking about?
No, you can't.
You don't have to go orthogonally, Jake.
If you place... Oh, that's right. If you place here, you can close it out. That's right. Yeah, I'll still do it. That's fine.
Well, that stinks because I don't have the tile to close it out.
I forgot that. I was thinking that you wouldn't be able to
close it out. Because you don't have to close it out. You don't have to have the diagonal adjacent. So as long as it's orthogonally adjacent, Dean gets 3 points for that too.
Oh, my bad. Yep.
Wow.
It's really easy, by the way, in this game to get points every time you place something down. But pretty much every turn you're going to get points.
This game is really not going the way I want it to go. I feel like I'm playing defense against Dean right now instead of the offense that I'd really like to play. So I can place anything next to this butterfly. So I think I'm going to... Hold up. Yeah. I think I'm going to use that to my advantage, at least at the moment. And
I thought you might change the wild, but...
I just don't want to spend them right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And right now I'm thinking there's a 4 here, there's a 4 down here. The problem with I'm going to give you this game's pretty simple to understand, but deep strategically.
That's right.
If I put a 2 bush to kind of take a commanding lead in one of these spots, I'm wasting that I could get more points.
Right.
I got 3 points because that was equal or less value there. So I don't love that. And then I'm looking at some of my other ones up here that I have a little bit of a lead, but Dean could easily go in and place a tile. and do something with them. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do that for now. And just again, man,
Just take that
I feel like I'm usually the aggressor and you're the aggressor right now, which I don't like at all.
And I will be able to close that one out, which is helpful. Before I deal with that, I'm going to put something down here. The thing is, I don't know what to do. I might do something a little weird right now. I'm going to put a neutral grass right here.
You got to get rid of them at some point.
That's right. So what John was just saying, you've got to be able to... That's right. I'll get one for that, and then we'll close this one.
Yeah, and since he said that, we lose points for everything that we do not get rid of on our board at the end. And we have 26 dominoes and I think 24 of these in a 2-player game. So you have to place one almost every time.
That's right. So I'm going to get 4 points. John's going to get 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And he's also getting that tile.
I'm also going to get this tile, which is like 20 points.
So, I mean, the only good thing that I have going for me right now is that I can do this. And so what this is going to do, which is why I think this game is an interesting strategy, I blocked him off of. There's no way that he can win this now.
That's right.
That I'm going to get 4 points for that. Now, he could close it off. It's going to be a little bit hard because the animals do have to match on both sides of that. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to place just another 1 right here. Mm-hmm. And we don't score that yet again until it's actually blocked off.
Now, what I did here, when I closed this one off, John just mentioned that you have to have, the same pieces that match up. This one, you can only put a wild here now. That's the only way that we'll be able to place a tile, which makes that quite a bit of a challenge. And so what that means is this area is actually going to be kind of difficult to get. So part of me thinks, maybe I could place here and then start getting something here to benefit me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place here. And when I do that, I'm just going to place another grass. So far, we've just, other than this, we've mainly just placed grass out there. 1 point.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to place this because, again, this is still wild. And since he has this grass here, I am going to go ahead and spend my 2 at the moment because that will get me 2 points.
Now, what I forgot to do is I should have placed there before I placed up here because that wild there. Because now I don't have what I need to be able to move down here, which is unfortunate.
Whew! All right, Meepletown, we had a little bit of a camera faux pas, so we think we were playing for quite some time without the camera actually recording. So we think we've got it all set up. If you see anything weird or different, I just wanted to call it out like that because we don't mind.
We think we're right, though.
We're real, you know what I'm saying? We're authentic, dog.
It does mean our turn should go pretty fast because we
know what we're going to do.
We know what we're going to do for the next
I'm going to totally change it up because he was beating me on those moves.
I had some good moves, and if John changes it up, I'm flipping the table, quitting Meepletown. All right, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to place this woodpecker matched up with this woodpecker. And then what I had done was placed my...
your number 2.
My bush there so that I could take the lead in this area.
Okay, and then what I had done... Ooh, I can't remember which one it was. I think I placed... Ooh, I can't remember what was on the end of this. Dean? Because you placed something down there. Was it a turtle? Or was it a frog?
Well, no, it wasn't a turtle. It was a frog. Because
okay. We just want to make sure we get this right because, hey, okay. Anyway, so what I had done and what I will do now is place this right here. I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and place this neutral tile here. Now, what this neutral does at the moment, I could place down here, which would give me a cloud. Now, I can't have more than 6 clouds, but I could spend. Yeah, so I get 3 points for placing that.
I took my 2 from the last turn. I forgot to get them.
But what I effectively have done is I've made, like, right now, this thing is totally closed. I'm going to get 6 points for this. However, Dean can spend 2 clouds at any time to take that neutral back, any of the, his tiles or a neutral tile back, which then can give him the win on that. But I forced his hand to spend his clouds if he's going to do that.
And the reason that I knew that John did not place that turtle, it would have been better for me if he did, because I could have placed that turtle right there.
I got you.
As it were, I did have to spend 2 cloud to change it to
the squirrel.
That's right. And then when I do that, I'm going to place this here. And that will close that out. However, what I did is I placed a neutral one here, giving myself 1 point. And then spent 2 more cloud tokens
to remove that.
To remove this one, and to take this, giving me 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and John 1, 2.
And so what I like and what I don't like is, I don't like that he has 3 of those. He's probably got at least 5 points sitting over there that I don't have. So not only does he have the lead, he's also got another 5 points or so. What I do like is that he's down to 2 clouds.
That's right.
And so that's going to, that's going to be interesting. So I am going to now place this turtle right here. And let's see here. Actually, that's what I did. See, we did make it.
Oh, there we go.
We did make a mistake. So I placed that there, and then I'm placing this here for a point. Even though I think I might have done something different now if I could go back, but it is what it is.
Okay, I still have...
I knew we would make a mistake if we tried to play it off like nothing changed. Someone would call us out because we would have screwed something up.
That's right. Okay, I have got several different options here. That's the thing. As this game expands out, there's lots of different areas that you can play. So AP can definitely happen, especially the later on in the game that happens.
And if we've already said this because we recorded saying this, I don't remember if this was the part that the camera wasn't on, but we're going to just go ahead and play through the whole thing before we do our thoughts and stuff, because this is a 45-minute, at the most, hour game. I think right now we're 15 minutes at the most into it, and we're moving along pretty quick.
That's right. I'm just going to place this here, just a grass, and that's going to give me 1 point.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of choices at this point. I mean, this gets to be, it is.
All right.
It is. I mean, I really like in this game how you are effectively, like, potentially blocking other players and stuff like that. Like here, if I place this here, now I've blocked this space. Now someone could go here, but I could place something here, which I'm tempted to do, but I'm also like, this is worth 6. This is worth more. So I could go down here, but this space is already blocked as well. Wow. Do I want to do that? Do I want to? That's I'm worried about spreading myself too thin on a lot of these different places here and not actually getting things closed off. I need to close a few things off. But again, placing a tile, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make Dean make a couple decisions up here, I think. And to be frank, I'm just going to keep spreading myself a little thin. Yeah. And I'm a little worried about this, but maybe not.
I think John's got a good thing going on.
He's got a lot of choices.
John has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Actually 6 if you count this one, if I counted that right.
And at the end of the game, you score every area.
That's right.
So even if they don't get closed off, they get scored. So it's kind of like Johnny Appleseed is kind of spreading the seed.
Honestly, it's good because the other problem is on these 2-pointers, if I go to stop you, you can still come in behind and then close them off and get the points for that. Which is not as many, but still. I think what I'm going to have to do is close you off from getting on some of those. Let me think through this. So I think what I'll do, like for this one, for example.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I can take this. I can actually take the lead on that, but I could also just make it a wash for John completely by putting a neutral in there. That's a tough one, but I do think, my goodness, that's quite the challenge. Now, if he comes in and closes that one, which he very well probably will, oh, goodness gracious. But he won't be able to.
It's a lot to think about.
I think I will just try to take the lead on that one. Or not try, I will. So I will win that one. But I had to waste one of mine, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. I mean, there are ways for me to win that if I wanted to. Like, I could take mine back, place a bird there, and then I think this game is subtle in its complexity. Like in the decisions, like at first you think, oh, you're just laying some dominoes, but like there's a lot of choices to be made. So I am going to go ahead and do this. Whoops. I'm not going to battle him right now. I'm changing my game at the moment. I'm playing the long game, letting him win some battles, take some leads.
I did get 2 points on that. Sorry, I didn't take those.
Yeah, but. And I haven't placed one yet, so I'm going to score this real quick before I place it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I get 2. So I did get this. Now I can place up here. And that's a really hard decision for me. In fact, I just don't feel like I need to waste another one just to get 3 points. 3 points is really not very much. So that was the other challenge with what I just did. I think I'm not going to place anything.
Nothing at all, huh?
I'm not, because I've only got one place to place it, and I just don't want to place it there right now.
Yeah. All right, now I've kind of got my eyes on this down here. Potentially, if I can place down there. And
you see me looking up, it's because I'm going to be pretty anal about that.
A little nervous
up there.
now.
Yeah, a little nervous.
All right, I'm just going to play it safe a little bit. Put one of those down there. I'll just take my point. I'm going to give my strategy a little bit away. John's in a good place. It might not look like it because of the score, but he's spread out in so many places that I feel like I need to do the same thing and kind of force his hand a little bit, because it looks better for me than what it actually is right now, I think.
Yeah, it's just so interesting. There's just so many different like choices and things going on the board. And like one thing that you could do is get locked into this kind of battle for some small points here while someone starts to spread out over here and start taking the lead in some of these areas. It's really tactical. Like, when do I kind of show my hand of what I'm going to really start to go for and battle you out?
Mm-hmm.
When do I, not want to do that? I think I will go ahead and place this here. And a lot of interesting calls here, for sure. Because I still have all these neutral tiles and stuff. I feel like it's going to be...
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it, but there's a couple things I thought about doing besides that. I don't know if that's the right move, what I just did or not. And hey, every game that we've played, Dean has won this and I've won the game.
That's
so
right.
It's like you look at that 13 points and you think, yeah, but there's ways to, like, if I get second place in 6, I really cut a lot of that out.
Absolutely.
Especially if I close it and then get the tile on the back, and then maybe he only won at 3 or 4 points more than I did. That.
Now, I did put us both in a bad position by putting this here and not this way, because now none of us are going to be able to get that cloud, which again, clouds are...
It's good for me, actually, that you did that, because I think that it's going to be better that you stay thin on your clouds.
We still have the squirrel as the wild,
so he can place,
I'm going to place... I'm going to place a little bit more in there. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. 2, 3, exactly. I considered not putting a bigger one in there, but again, getting those points throughout the game is good.
Yeah. It's tough. These are really tough decisions. I think I'm going to go here. And I think... Whoa! I think I'm going to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that as of right now, there's only one spot that we can place in. But Dean, the problem is I just gave him his option to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, I can go in there for sure. That's a challenge, though. That's a challenge, because I would have to put in my giant oak tree to be able to win that one. I could make it a wash for John. No, I can't. He would still get second place by putting this in there. So really my only option to be able to take that one is to put my giant oak tree in there. I could make it a wash by putting my pine tree. Ooh, part of me just wants to let John have that. As unfortunate that is, John's getting a lot of points. A lot of points. This is no good. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place here, and I'm going to force John then to place Is that right? So that's 3. So I'm also going to have 3 points in there. That's only going to be worth 1 point when I place that. However, John is probably going to be able to close this out.
But that was the right move. Like when you were thinking about putting your other stuff there, I was thinking like exactly what you did is I was hoping that you didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't, and I was like over here going, "Ooh, yes!" Like I was getting excited.
And it is tougher to close this one out because you have to have both of those for sure.
So I will. I mean, the thing is too is that the neutral player, like even if I just spend 1 to remove that, the neutral player still gets 3, takes 3 points away from me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get 7, but that's, is it worth it? I mean, I absolutely will go ahead and spend one of my clouds to take this back.
However, how can you place that there, John? Because you got.
Oh crap!
It's not the same
excuse
thing.
Me. Watch my language there. Oh yikes! Yeah, I can't do anything about it right now. Unless I change the neutral to the Badger. That's here's the other thing. I have 3 of these already out. So like I have to actually spend one of my neutrals to have I think that's the rule, to have a spot for it. I don't even know. Correct us if we're wrong.
Sorry.
Like they have to have a spot for it. Like if I take that, I have to actually take that back. So that's the thing, is when you take it, now it hurts me a little because I've already not placed something a turn. Mm-hmm. So now I'm taking another neutral tile back that I've got to deal with. But okay, I'm going to do this. I think I've got to do it at the moment. I'm going to change that to the Badger, and I'm going to do what I just did. I don't know though, man. It's really hard. Like it's really tough decisions, and I'm also going to spend 1 to remove this. But I guess before I do that, I'm going to have placed. It's a wash. My place this down up here, actually. So I'll score a point for placing that one. I'll also get this tile, and I will score 7 points.
All right.
But I also use my, fir tree, and Dean's got all of his, for real.
Yeah, but you still have.
But now I lost a lot of those, and the clouds are worth a point each at the end of the game if you still have them.
That's right. You did change it to Badger, you said, so I'm going to put this here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
That's the other problem with changing that to Badger. Oh, man, this is a tight game. I do not like how
part of me wants to... Yeah, I think I'll do this. I'm going to put my fir tree in here. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 points on that. 4... I could have done the same thing with my the bush that I have here. Who knows? But I wanted to have a little bit more in there, a little more stock in the game up there, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like that, honestly. Don't like the way it's going exactly. But I think like let's just play it a different way. Let's just do something here. Man, I really got to get rid of some of these neutral tiles, though.
Me too.
Because I'm going to end up with just a ton of them at the end of the game. I could do that, and I don't know if that's really the right move or not. Why was I even thinking about doing that? Sometimes I don't even know what I'm thinking. How about that, Dean?
I know.
You know what I'm thinking?
I'm very aware that you don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Okay. I could do that, but I just don't know if that's like seems like it's just tough, like, because it's tough for a lot of reasons here. It almost sound like I said a lot of raisins.
It's,
what I mean?
A lot of raisins.
It's tough because it's such a tight game right now. Jeez Louise. I just don't like some of this stuff, Dean. Oh my gosh. See, here comes the AP right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to, I think right now is a really critical time in the game, Meepletown, like trying to figure out who's going to do what, where. Okay, I'm going to change course of what I was going to do. I don't love this. So now I've got a big decision on what to do here.
The double Badger. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. It really is tough. Because I can place a neutral in here and score a bunch of points, but then in effect, I'm just knocking myself out of second place contention. Though Dean can easily put another neutral in there and wipe me out. I could also come over here and just kind of try to take a little bit of a lead into this region. Yeah. But I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
I don't know if that was a good move or not, but I'm thinking, I'm kind of banking on the fact that I think he was going to try to win. He wants all 19 of those points. Now he's going to have a really hard time doing that with those.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
That's right.
Almost, it's going to be tough. I was worried too the tiles wouldn't come out and I wouldn't get a chance to lay that one.
Yeah, I'm not as big on that now. This is quite a pickle now because I can get this cloud point, which is really helpful. Or I can put something up here, and that would be helpful too. But I think what I'll do... Oh boy, this is a tough one. I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and take...
Yeah.
I'm just going to take this cloud point right here, and that's only going to be 1 point. I hate that. I hate that I did that, but the difference between having 2 and 3 cloud points can be really big, because with 3 cloud points, you can take back-to-back turns. And I might want to do that coming up. I might want to say, hey, I'd really like to go 2 times in a row so I can close this thing off and help me.
Whew.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I hate having to use this badger tile to do this, but I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to place a 2 right there and score 2 points.
Yep.
I'm kind of trying to get in Dean's head. This game does play out, in my opinion, a lot different in like a 2-player game and a 3 or 4-player game. Because I can't just put him in those positions because another player could come in and do something else. I think I like both, actually. I don't know whether I like it at 2 or 3 or 4 better.
Yeah, I have to
It plays different.
I have to get something in here. I can't just let John take that. So I think what I'll do is I'll place a badger right here. Now, what am I going to put there? Ooh,
it's interesting. Yeah, I was trying to kind of force him to do something there.
No, I could just put this neutral grassland in there to tie it up, but he'll be able to place right back in there. So that doesn't seem like that would be the smartest thing to do. Part of me thinks I could...
Just go at it.
I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my pine in there, which is going to give me 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And give me the lead in here, at least to force John's hand a little bit to do something else.
Yeah, what really is not good about that... That really stinks, actually. I don't know if he intended to do that. I don't know if he's this smart or not. But now I don't have a fur. I mean, I have a fur, and I could place in there, but you're really making me spend my big dog to do it. What I was going to say is I don't have a bush to just take the 1-point lead.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, that's what I would have loved to have done. I could play... and I spent my neutral fur, which is what I would have loved to do right now, would be just to put one in there. Of course, he could end up taking it out. Yeah, he's forcing me to do something here. I mean, I've got to do something. I've got to lay this tile. I feel like I have to. And it's just like the decision, what I want to make. Is it a huge deal to win this one? Actually, no, that's the call. That's how you do it. The problem is he's going to have a chance to take it out. I can put my neutral bush here, right. and then he's going to, but then, again, it kind of is playing into his hands. Like that's what I don't like about this game. I feel like I'm letting him make a lot of these final decisions. And I mean, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think it's worth 3 points too. But I kind of like to be the aggressor in the game. Now it's going to be, someone's going to have to use a wild, I think. I don't know if that tile is on the board.
We got the double wild, that's right.
Yeah, there's one of every tile. So
I don't have anything that I can do for that one, unfortunately. That's, like, even if I change wild, I can't place anything there, which is really, really unfortunate for me. So I'm just going to need to go in another direction here, I think. I'm going to go maybe start placing some pieces in another area. I'm going to go up here. And when I do that, I'm going to place my bush there to take the lead. That's going to be 2 points. 1, 2.
Right.
And before John ends his turn, he'll be able to put that. I'm just going to have to forget that one. It's unfortunate, but with this one, if John closes it out, which he probably will, I can't do anything to stop it. Because if I remove this one, he can go back and put it right back in there. So that's just unfortunate.
It is. But what's unfortunate for me, I mean, I'm just being real, is that I am... Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm having to spend... what's unfortunate is to do this, I'm going to have to spend 2 more of these. Let's go all... It's like that there's a lesson in this. We play a game and it goes all the way back to the beginning. Circle of life.
There we go.
Circle of life. I think that doesn't mean anything. All right. And in order to turn that into the butterfly, then I can place the gecko in this here. I mean, I have to make this move right now because
that's a big move.
Points,
that's a big move.
And I close it out. So, because those are tied. So that was big. But I also have a tough decision here because I need to place another tile. I don't like you. I've got to. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and place that here, and which gives me 2 more points. But y'all, Dean is getting 13 points here, and I'm getting nothing right now. Mm-hmm. So you may think, "Wow, good job," which that worked out well for me for now. But Dean has a lot. He has less tiles to lay down as well right now that aren't neutral.
Yeah, and I just don't have the tiles that I need in some places that I need to put them. That's quite the challenge. Also, I need to just put in some spots to, again, take out some of what John has. So I think what I'll do...
It took me a lot to do all that. I feel like I need to be ahead more points right now than I am.
I'm just going to do this, I think. I'll take 2 points on that. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is tough. I don't like that right there. I mean, I still have 3 pretty powerful moves. But do I go ahead and save one to go here to get second place? That's 6 points, That's really tough. And now I'm like, I've got it at butterfly. Do I spin my butterfly to make a big move here? Do I just see what I can do with some of these other tiles? And that's a really tough call as well. Yeah, I mean, this is just such, at the end of the game it gets really challenging, and I'll say because I've got one. I can't change the wild again unless I can get these. So if I have a wild tile, it's super precious to me. But of course he could easily just change it next round as well. So that's where you kind of have that push your luck, I guess. Mm-hmm. What's he going to do? Is he going to change it? Is he going to not change it? Do I actually have a wild tile in my hand? Do I not? Man, I just don't like how it's spinning it for that either. Almost done, y'all. I'm sorry to kind of ramble here. Do I just do that? Okay. I don't love this. I'm going to go up here. And now, do I, try to take a little bit of a lead there? Do I just go ahead and try to snake 3 points at the end of the game if Dean decides he's not going to place anything up there, Those can be points. I could get 9 points at the top by him not doing anything. If he, I'm assuming that he's going to want to just kind of wash what I do. What his strategy is at the moment. And I would like to wash some of what he's doing. I just don't have the tiles in my hand to do it, if I'm being honest with you. Actually, no, I don't. It's not what I can, not right now. Okay, so I'm actually, see, when I place this here, Dean, I'm going to get the final say is the other thing that I like about it, potentially.
Yeah.
But what does that final say look like in the game? Oh, wow, this is really hard. to just make the decision on this because I don't want to spend my big dogs, and that's the problem is that he's going to leave me with only having to spend those to be able to do something, unless I spend my 1 to get a 1 back, which I can do that as well. So let's just do this because he doesn't have a neutral 1. So I get 3 points also, which is a good way to spend a 1 if you can get 3 points. Like sometimes it's worth it just to get, like right there, I almost did that just to get the points. I mean, I did because I hurt myself.
That's right. Now I can come in there and just take that without John do anything about it. But again, going back to the tiles, you need to have the tiles to be able to do that.
At the end of the game, that I feel like, especially when you run low on these, like the tiles get a little. There's more things going on, but you got to have the tile when you need it.
Yeah,
and that's why I really didn't like spending my cloud.
Man. Yeah. Now, since he has that, I need to just forget about that for a little bit. I think because if I'm focused on that, then I'm really going to be missing out in other areas.
And in this game, it's easy to do that. In this game, it's really easy to kind of hone in on a battle that you're having with some other player.
Yeah.
And realize, well, I could. That's what I was doing earlier. Instead of battling you for a lot, I was kind of just spreading myself out and saying, all right, let him have the lead.
That's right.
Maybe at the end.
This part just stinks because sometimes you just need the tiles and you're not going to have them, and that's kind of the position that I'm in right now. I'm very limited in where I can place on the board. And so I'm just going to place there. And when I do that, I don't want to place a neutral one there for obvious reasons because I'll block myself out. So I'm just going to place this single one here, and that's going to be 2 points. 1, 2, that's it.
But see, this is what he does in a 2-player game. What happens is now if I place here, then he can close it if he has the right tile. If he has the right tile. So he has the final say. That's what I'm trying to do in some of these situations. Like when I'm trying to think through, like, how can I kind of have the final say on this? But again, you also do have to have the tiles, and that's another challenging part of it. Is do you have those? And when to save if I have a butterfly, and and he can change it at any time. I don't like that. Let's see here.
Got a lot of neutral tiles right now,
I do too. Like that's what that I don't. Yeah, I don't love that. All right, so there's a lot of tough choices here. And I just don't like giving other players the final say on some of these choices. There's some things I want to say out loud to you all about how the game is being played, but I just don't want to say it right now because I don't want to hurt Dean. All right, so I think I'm going to do this. I know maybe it sounds kind of crazy, but I got to get rid of some of these neutrals. And I'm here. I'm still got the lead here, but I can pick up 3 points and get rid of a neutral. Dean can't place a neutral right now to tie me in that area. Anyways. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I like that move, but I'm doing it. I'm kind of playing, poker with it. Like, what are you going to do?
That's right.
Sometimes I'm kind of trying to buy time to see what he does and to see where he might place dominoes.
Yeah, John's in, again, I've said this a lot, but John's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But you have
another one.
You have 1, 2, 3, and the biggest dog of them all. So it's a close. I think this is close right now. I don't think some of the games we've had where pretty much knew who was going to win at this point, but
pretty much. All right, now thing is, I could, if I had the right tile, could go in here and then take the lead, not necessarily take the win, but do I want
you can place a 4 right there?
A 6-pointer, maybe not. 6 points is a lot. However, I don't know if that's really what I want to do.
Those are the tough decisions I'm trying to make now, and they're just tough decisions.
Yeah, I just don't have great. I don't want to keep complaining about this. I don't have the great tiles that I need to be able to
do what you want to
do. What I want to do. Yeah,
I felt the same way. That's one of the reasons. Like, it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Dean has a lot of neutrals left, but those are like scaring me to put my big ones on the board because then he can just come behind it, score the point that I just laid my big dog there with this neutral.
That's right.
And completely wash what I just did. That makes me so nervous.
Well, but the problem is that's all I have to work with right now. I really am at quite a loss on what to do.
I am too.
Part of me just wants to put something out there just so that I can get, any points.
That's what that's what I kind of did last round, was just like, you know what? Let's just place it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Ooh, good gracious. I don't know what to do.
I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad about it now.
I can't place that there.
I've had some long turns. I've had some long turns.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. I honestly am at quite a loss on what to do. I can, again, come down here and take the lead, but not with that. I can do that. Yeah, I really don't know. So I'm just going to do this.
Snake 2 points.
Just to take the 2 points. Whoops, I don't mean to take that off. That's not closed. Just to take 2 points and then take the lead in there, giving John only 1 point.
Yeah.
However, he can come back in and close that one out.
It was a 3-point swing. I can, it could be worth 1 point.
Yeah.
And then I've got to lay these tiles because I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to lay something every turn or I'm going to lose some points. Now, losing 1 point might not be the end of the world, but it might.
Yeah.
It might really hurt me. Man, I'm the same way. Like I'm really nervous about what moves to make here. I mean, I know what I can do, and I just don't like it. I guess I could do that and force you. You can't do anything about it. Okay, since butterfly is wild, I am going to go. And maybe I should have done that earlier. My decisions were, what do I do about this? I'm going to go ahead and place a neutral tile to gain 2 points. And then now what I've effectively done is there's no way that Dean can do. I mean, he can. He can remove this one and then place something on there if he wants to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And 6. Close that one out. And actually, that's not a bad idea at all. Well, I was going to do it anyway if you place that there. So the problem is I wanted to hold on to my 3 clouds because I wanted to be able to take an extra turn towards the end. But I can't not do this at this point.
Did you mention that? Like, that's one of the things. With your clouds, you can bring these back. With the clouds, you can do the wild. And then also you could take, with 3 clouds, an extra turn back to back. And yeah, that could have been huge.
Now this does kind of mess myself up here.
Yeah.
Because John can then come in and take that spot. But what I am going to do is I'm going to spin that. Ooh.
To be good, I mean, I think this has that like chessy element, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Like
absolutely.
To be good, you have to think a couple steps ahead. Like, okay, yeah, but if I do that, then now he's going to give me the advantage. That depends on what he plays there.
Yeah, this one's closed out. Nobody gets anything on this one.
So completely washed. So that's 3 things that I just wasted.
Now, what I could have done is I could have placed my oak, and you might think, why would you not do that to take those 6 points? Because then John's going to still get 3 points, and I would rather just take this tile and have it a wash. And I got rid of a neutral tile, which was helpful too. But what I did, again, is open up John to be able to take
Well, I'm just going to say thank you for it still being butterfly, or I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and actually put my fur, which is expensive, but it closes it off because there's no way to place a tile there or place a tile there. It washes Dean. I get 3 points for laying it.
Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't get my points.
I get 3 for laying it. Then I'm also going to close this off and get 7 more points because I had the lead on that. Right. So
sometimes you got to take a risk like that. You don't really want to,
but that's a cool thing about this game. Like I kind of think I maneuvered that position around. I don't mean to be like, it's just like, ugh. And sometimes, to be real, Meepletown, it's just luck. Like I don't realize that this, in 2 moves this can happen over here. But yay, look what happens. Yeah. Sometimes you figure it out, and sometimes it's just lucky the way the dominoes fall.
That's right. I don't have what I need. I mean, that's what it is right now.
But you still have 2. You still have 2 clouds, which is positive for you.
I can just close out this up here, which gives. Oh, that does give John one of the points. Now, is it worth it just to do that? And I don't get to place anything else, which is going to lose me points.
So it wouldn't be worth it.
So it's not worth it. Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned or if we mentioned, but any of these you have left over at the end, you lose the value and points that are on your board. So
I mentioned it. You weren't listening to me as usual, Dean.
I'm sure I was listening. Okay, so I need to do something here, don't I?
We both have our big four daddies
Mm-hmm.
and our 4 neutrals left. We have a lot of the same tiles left here. I mean, this is not over yet, you know.
I'm going to have to just place this here. I mean, eventually somebody was going to have to place down here.
That's what I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the only thing that I could do is I had a double butterfly, which means John can place anywhere on here that he wants to. Yeah, it really stinks. Because now he's probably going to be able to get this cloud too.
Maybe.
You always say maybe, and then you're able to do it.
No, I mean, yeah. But I'm still in not the position I want to be in. I'll just say that. I can share it on my turn. I just don't want you to change.
I'm going to place this here just to get 1 point. Because I could place up here to help myself with the majority. But the only thing I can do is place that oak tree, which actually that wouldn't be a terrible idea either. So I will do that. I'll place my oak tree here. That's going to give me 2 points.
Yeah, I'm really not liking the way that this has happened. What's happening over here right now?
There is no maybe, by the way. You can definitely take that if you.
I know I can, but what I don't like, is that placing a tile here does nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, literally nothing, and I just don't get rid of anything.
Yeah.
So based on what I have here, I don't like that at all, actually. And so really don't like that. Like, this stinks right now.
We blame you though, because you're the one who put on these ends.
I did. I screwed it up. That's what I like. That was a huge mistake.
Or not, or it could have been a really big.
Yeah, I just kind of thought you would do something along those lines, but why would you though? That was kind of a dumb move. I mean, right now it is really tempting to go here and take that, and almost have to, so that I can change the wild if I really want to. Problem is I have all 6 different animals on these tiles, and I don't know what I'm going to draw. So that's the challenge. I guess I could look and see what else I would be could place at some point here. So probably want to keep that one. I probably want to keep. Just take me a second, y'all. I'm not going to go too long here. All right, I think I'm just going to place this here. And then I will place this last 1 neutral to grab this thing and gain only 1 point, though. So here we go. 3 tiles left for me. 4 tiles. That's the other thing that's really positive for Dean, is that he has 4 tiles left.
All right. I'm going to go up here.
4 bushes left.
I think what I'm going to do, now that I have that extra tile, this extra grassland one, I'm going to put this up here.
To wash me.
Ooh. No, I still have enough. There we go, to wash that one out. Now, John still can buy one of those out, but he might end up losing points to do that if he's going to give himself extra tiles at the end. So I didn't mind doing that, and that was 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's something I really want to do right now, but I don't have the tiles, and I won't gain the tiles. That is really bad for me, honestly. He made a good move. I mean, what I really want to do is I really wanted to put an owl right here, and just remove 1 for 1. But I'm telling you my hand. I mean, you can see I can't do what I want to do. That's a 7-point swing. That's a big deal. And I can change the wild, but then I can't remove the neutral. So all I would be in effect doing is getting that tile, that little piece that's worth 1 or 2 points. Don't think that's the wisest move for me here at the moment. I am extremely pigeonholed right now into what to do based on the tiles in my hand. Really bad shape at this moment.
There's not a whole lot out on the board anyway.
No, I'm in extremely bad shape. And I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. If he has 6 points in there, I have to, I have the tiles. Let's see. So that's worth 8. I have 10. He could tie me. So there's still a tie there. Yeah. Yep. And we both have enough to take something back to actually help us win that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now it's like, oh my gosh, the challenge is if I don't do anything too, then Dean just kind of does what he wants over here. And I don't like that either.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm really struggling on my tiles. Like this is a huge problem for me. I think you're going to win, Dean. I think this is a huge problem for me. This is a huge problem, and this is a huge problem. And it's a huge problem too that he has some neutrals that he can cancel out what I do, and he gets to see what I do first. So that really stunk. If I could have stopped that. I mean, part of me saying, yeah, I could place a tile here since I can place anything there. Then I could come in here and just try to challenge him, and just see what he does. I could force him to place something in there. I could force him to use that last tile, but it'll cost a couple of mine.
And in doing that, if he does that, he will also be able to get these extra cloud tokens too.
But if I place here, then Dean could come right back and immediately place here. Oh yeah, then it would.
Then you would get those.
Oh, or I could just shift over and say, you know what, I'm going to do everything I can to win. Like these points over here. But that's not a huge difference in points. Like if I get 6 and you get 3, that's not a big difference. I could try to win this 8 and 4. The problem is if I don't do anything here, then Dean gets 12 points and wins the game. I know that. This is where I don't like what's happening because I know he's going to get 13 here, and right now I'm getting nothing. It's really bad. So a 13-point difference gives him the lead, I think, or close to it. I'm just barely behind. Over here, a 12-point difference, and you have to look at what I have and see, oh man, wow, it's just really tough right now. I think this is the move. This may determine the game winner here, and I don't like that. So I'm going to do this. I am going to push you a little bit. The problem is, though, here's the problem, though. If I don't place these tiles, I'm going to lose 4 points. I can't do that. I can't afford to lose 4 points because
I'm in the same boat right now, John.
Because I can't afford to place anything right now. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to have to spend these 2 to change the wild to this birdie because of what we have going on. I'm going to place this here. That could give Dean the chance to close it off, though, so I won't do that. So I will place the bird here. Man, but if I do that, then you can just go right back and do what I don't want you to do and get all those points. Wow, this is a hard decision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if he can wash out what I already have, that's why I wanted to go here. I might still have to go here and give him the chance to close it just to force that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
You might be screaming. I think that was the right move, y'all. If it was the wrong move, then tell me.
Yep. Yeah, that's a tough one now because I can close that, but well, I guess you won't be able to win that one though. This one right here, will you?
No, I can just eat into your points is all I can do. If I have the right tiles.
Yep. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So I'm going to have to close that out. And John, you have the lead on that one. I can take the lead. Now, I will get a lot of points from... I will get a lot of points from placing this in there, but I feel like I'm going to have to just so that I can get a lot of points.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
5 points.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, well, you give me the 5. And then this one, so I'll get 6. John will get 3 on that one, and then I'll get this tile.
Dang it. Yeah, it's really not what I wanted to have happen in this game. Now, Dean,
I only have neutral, which is really bad for me when it comes to this down here. But
it's not bad for you.
Yeah.
No, you're in a good spot.
But I have to get rid of them, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So that's what's unfortunate for me. If I don't get rid of these, I'm going to lose 7 points at the end of the game.
So if I go here and I place my Big Daddy, the thing, I mean, I'll just tell Dean can go place his Big Daddy. Actually, he can place his Big Daddy right next to it, and it will completely wash us. And if I do that, then he gets a lot more. He gets more points than I do. So I don't like that at all. Now I could also come in here and just place a neutral tile to score, 3 or 4 points, and then if I do, that's what I need to do. That way he can't win both points. That's what I have to do at this point, right? I don't really have the tiles to do it except for I have 1 wild left. The problem is I'm also then in turn giving him the chance to go ahead and close it again. But that's going to be difficult for him to deal with, matching all 3 of those animals up.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. I have to do it like that. So I will do that, and I will place this so that I get 3 points.
And I will do what John did not want me to do, actually. I can change it. I have a double squirrel.
You have a double squirrel.
I can move that over there.
That might
place this here. Put my Big Daddy neutral one there, which is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 points.
The interesting thing is that you just gave yourself the non-win on that one.
Do what?
You just gave yourself you get 4 points. You don't get 8.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was a neutral one and not yours. That's okay, because I'll take this other one and I'll get the 4 points. Yeah. I would rather do that than... I mean, the thing is, I could gain those 4 points or I could lose them at the end because I don't want to hold on to that tile. So now if this is worth a lot, that would be really good. And it is.
I'm pretty in big trouble with this last tile here. It was one that I just didn't want to think ahead enough to because it was scaring me.
Scaring you? Don't be scared.
I didn't like it. Yeah, let's just throw it out there, Meepletown. I've got a badger and I have a turtle. The turtle is impossible to place, I think. There are no turtles on the board that I can place on my tile. Now squirrels are also, he did change squirrel, but there are no squirrels to place next to. So all I can do is place next to a badger, which would be here. Which means I would be spending my big 4 daddy just to win this little small point, which meant I played it poorly. I played that poorly. Probably cost me the game. But I have no other choice. So, dang it, Dean, I'll beat you every single time, and you're gonna beat me in this.
I don't know, man. You have quite the lead on me right now.
You are gonna beat me. No, I don't.
The only positive thing is that I will be able to close this one out because I did have that.
Which is yet another one.
I'm gonna place a neutral one here, which is just going to give me 1 point. However, I will get this tile, and nobody gets the points on that one. So,
and there we go. So that is Renature. It's over. No, let's score everything up here. This will be interesting, though, right?
You'll get a lot of those extra.
Not a lot. There's 3 points for here because I'm the only one that was there. So 1, 2, 3. Up here, I get 1 point, and I don't get these tiles. I'm moving them away. So. Here, I get 4 points there.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't. Okay, maybe I did have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was big, actually.
This one over here. Here
I get 3 points for 1, 2, 3.
No, you got 2, and I get 1.
Yep. Sorry about that. I thought it was neutral for some reason. Nothing happens here, but you get 13 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Now I do think
13.
This is going to be the challenge because that one's not yours, by the way.
This is so dang close. Yeah, which one? This 2.
Neither one of those. Yeah, you cheater.
Yeah. No, I know.
This will be close. I still think John's got a really good shot because you've got at least as many in high points.
I have 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, sorry. I've got I mean, I could do it that way. I have 12 points. How many do you have?
18.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I won! Dang it, you beat me in this game!
I never win this game.
I thought like, oh, just pound it. What the heck is that?
Stop punching me.
I thought for sure, like, being 2-2, like, I've got him in this one. I'm going to take the lead again.
This is a hard game to win.
Oh, man.
You're really good at this.
Yeah, this is, Yeah, do you want to do?
We could have cheated in the middle. Who knows? But
yeah, let's do art and components.
Let's do art and components on this one.
All right.
Okay, art and components. For the type of game that this is, I kind of like it. I think that some people are going to like this art and some people are not going to love it.
Pull the box art.
I feel like I really like the cover. I like the box cover. I think it's good. I actually like the board, the way that it looks. Although it's like it maybe looks a little bit dated, I guess, if that's the right word, but I still like it. I enjoy the art. And then the components are fantastic. All these really chunky wood pieces, which are really nice. As the pieces are more valuable, like these giant oak trees, they're going to be those chunkier pieces of wood. So I like it.
Yeah, I do as well. I told Dean, like, it's kind of, some people are really not going to like it, I think. It kind of looks like, these flowers, like something that would be on, what do you call that? The wallpaper that goes around the top of your, what are those called?
Yeah, that's right.
What is that called?
Like the border thing?
The border wallpaper. It looks like something would be like in your grandmother's kitchen maybe, or
that's
something
right.
like that. But I like that about it. For some reason, this feels comforting to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels like you said, like an older kind of style, and it has this like comforting feeling. So I like it. I do. I think that it's going to be interesting. I asked Dean this, like, I wonder if this theme would turn, like, not that, renaturing is awesome, like, but just like, if it was more of like a battle for spots or something, like it might like appeal to a different audience.
You think it should be Marvel themed?
Yeah, if it did, you would get more people, I'm sure. I like the theme. I love the theme. I love that this is all about renaturing and the fact that there's no plastic at all in this game. Mm-hmm. That's wooden pieces, cardboard pieces. I think that's really cool, and it's neat that they like incorporated like that theme and actually kind of followed through with it and didn't have a bunch of like plastic bags and stuff. Cool. And I like it. I think it's going to turn some people off. Not me.
Yeah.
It turns me on.
Is the gameplay
I'm excited about it.
Is the gameplay, does it match up with the components?
You want to go first or second?
I'll go first. So you can stop your nonsense over there. The gameplay's fun. It's simple. If you know dominoes, this is obviously it's a domino game, which I think can appeal to a lot of people who like dominoes. I know you'll probably get to that. Of introducing family members to this game could be easy if that's something that they've played before. But it adds so many different twists along the way. And John mentioned this, and John, I'll just go ahead and say I know John's really big on this game. But
trying to spill my beans.
But one of the things that he'll say is, and has said, is the subtlety.
You just want to talk about
the subtlety of the game and all of the strategy that comes into play, because it's not just area majority, which might seem that way at first. It does have that. But it's also, you can buy your pieces out, which changes things quite a bit. Closing it really matters and can give you the game. I mean, essentially, that's how I won the game.
How many of those did you end up with? 6? 7?
3, 4, 7, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
7 of those.
4 of them, yeah.
So that can change things quite a bit as well. But overall, I think the game is a lot of fun. But I'll say this, like, it's AP prone, and it also, it's deeper in strategy than it might first seem. Now, you may have seen that as we played the game out. You're like, wow, these turns are taking long. It's because you have to look all over on the board, and there's lots of different places that can score points. You just have to be the most efficient in how you do that.
The one thing that helps to cut back a little bit on the AP are the dominoes. Like, you only have a certain amount of choices. Now, if you have 6 different animals, then you have a lot of choices.
Or if you have clouds that can change the wild.
That's right. And so those are things. So that kind of helps cut down between just, I can go anywhere I want. Not necessarily, unless you want to spin your clouds. And maybe early in the game, you don't really want to. So you're kind of like, okay, I can go here, or here. So I really like that about the game. There is, there's some luck involved in the draw of the dominoes, I think, in this game. Now, what I do like is that there's so many, as the game progresses, so many spots to go to. I don't feel until the very end like I'm like gut-wrenching, I can't do this. It's kind of like, okay, well, let me shift to this strategy for a moment and see what dominoes I get, which I think is brilliant. I think that's really, really fun. I like what, I said during the gameplay, Dean said, I like the way you can score points different ways in this. You could, I want to win all the area majorities. That's great. You can to win these. But again, if you close them off, you get these tiles. I think that's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
That you close them off and you get these. Because they can score. Dean scored 18 points at the end of the game by closing things off. Really smart. And then also being able to place, into areas and placing there and going, I get 4 points now. I think that's really cool because you can score a lot of points that way, even if your opponent wins.
Yeah. And the neutral tiles really changes all of that big time.
On a less than 2-player game, you're going to have less tiles, just so you know. Actually, you're not going to have you don't have one of these. So you're only going to have 4 neutral tiles. So like those neutral tiles are going to become more, I guess, important. I got these backwards now.
In a 2-player game.
I don't. I got it right. Had it right. No, I don't. That's wrong.
Something upside down here.
I do. There it is. don't even know what I was saying, but yeah.
It becomes, you were saying it becomes
it's
more important
with how you use all of your tiles. So that's what,
Yeah.
and that can lead to AP though. Like I've played this at 2, I've played this at 3, I've played it at 4, and whenever you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 tiles to place, like becomes, or 16 pieces to place or whatever, it becomes, maybe I did that wrong. Anyways, I don't know. When you have a lot fewer pieces to place, it becomes like really important, it feels like, when you're playing this game, where to place it, when to place it. And so like I said to Dean, I'll just briefly say that I think it plays really strategically different at different player counts.
Yeah.
At first, I really liked the 3 to 4 player count, which I still do. I think it's awesome. But the 2 player count's kind of growing on me because, again, I can put Dean in positions where I'm like, okay, now you got to make a decision. How are you going to do this or do that? In a 3 or 4 player game, I can't do that. But with the 3 or 4 player game, what's interesting is you do have these other players coming into the board and shifting things, changing things. Like right here where he was having the lead, maybe, Susan comes here and screws up his lead now, or puts neutral tiles, and so now that's advantageous to me because she did that. So I think that's really...
How dare you, Susan?
I think that's smart. I like the way the clouds work.
Yeah.
You don't have very many clouds, so you have to be really careful about when you're changing the wild, careful about, when to pull tiles back.
And if you save up your cloud points, if you have all 6 of them at the end, you can have some pretty huge combos by being able to change it to wild, take an extra turn, that sort of thing. So those can really build up some combos if played at the right time.
And their points.
Yeah, and their points. So you're losing them.
I played my father-in-law one time. I think he scored 4 or 5 points at the end of the game because he was picking up all of these, and then he won the game.
Yeah.
Because he was getting the dominoes that were letting him do what he wanted to do, which, again, that might turn some people off. I don't feel like luck is a huge factor in this game. I think that there is a factor of luck.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like this massive... I think if you're a really good player, you're going to be tough to beat on this game.
I agree with that. And the luck, I had some bad tiles, I'll say, during this game. But for the most part, there was always something that I could do, right? That I could, at very least, change the wild, even if I don't want to use my cloud points. But sometimes, like I had a double butterfly during towards the end of the game.
That sounds like some kind of a weird movie. I had to do a double butterfly. Off the high beam.
What I wanted to do is save that for the very end because I thought if I could keep that, and then also I didn't want to use it because if I do that, it opens up John to be able to place down here. However, when I was forced to use it, it was because I didn't have any other great options, and so I had to use that, setting John up for some things. But it is what it is. And so like luck can play out in that way. But like you said, it's overall I think the better player is going to win, which is this guy.
Happened this time.
Or actually, I don't think I'm the better player in this game by any stretch at all.
Maybe.
In this game.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe. All right, so final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. I like this one a lot. This is Cromer Kiesling, 2 of my favorites combined together. Is this my favorite of theirs? No, it's not. But I still really, really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of depth, a lot of strategy, just a lot going on, which can cause some AP. Now, I'll say the thing that doesn't raise it up to an elite status for me is a personal issue that I have with some games. So one thing that I don't like, I'll just use this as an example. Let's say this wasn't here, and this wasn't here. Whenever I place this here, I'm now opening John up to be able to close this one. I don't often like in games where I have to hold off until like at the right moment so that John can't just sneak in and take that. You know what I mean? Now you have to take a risk in this. John took a risk right here.
I love that element.
Yeah, I know you do. John took a risk right here where he said, I'm not going to close this one out.
If you couldn't, then I could have maybe...
That's right. Now I definitely had the right tile at the right time to be able to do that. I don't love that in games where you have that like... It's chess nature. I don't really even know what you call that, but it's like this delayed piece where all these pieces, if I play here, it's going to trigger John to be able to take. And that's just a personal thing. I don't love that. So for me, this one gets an 8, which is still really great. But the reason why it doesn't get higher than that is because that very aspect of the game that just doesn't appeal to me in a lot of games.
I like it. I like the idea of kind of having a lot of plates spinning all over the board, and just I don't mind waiting. Like, okay, let's see what Dean does. Let's see what the other players do. Of course, you can take pieces back, like the neutral pieces. So the longer you leave things open, if there are neutral pieces in there, at least, the more open you are to someone saying, "I'll just take that back and go in and do something else," which I think is really cool. And again, you could take your own pieces back as well. I love this game. I really love the fact that I can play this I can teach this to just about anyone. I taught it to my family a few weeks ago. They understood how to play the game. Now, what I love about it is that I can teach it to anyone, but I think it's very deep strategically in this game. I think it's a very deep strategic game. I think that if you only play this game, I fear some people are going to give it like 1 or 2 tries and go, "It's cool, I enjoyed it," and they move on to another game. I think that's a mistake. I think the more you play this game, the more you're going to realize the way you can close other players off, the more you can realize how tactically when you make moves are really, really important in this game. And that's why I just love it. I mean, again, I've already said I love the way you can score points multiple ways. It's not just area majority. It's closing things off. It's, whatever. Closing things off, area majority, and what's the other? Oh, whenever you place these things down, like you can score points based on that. I really like that about the game. This game is awesome. Like I love this game. Cromer Kieslings, they're fantastic, and this is just so good for me. It's what I've been wanting. Is this your favorite of theirs? Maybe you think? I mean, maybe, because it's just one of those games. Like, all right, so remember Azul? How when Kiesling came out with that, a lot of people loved it because it had some cool strategy, but you could play with anyone. Azul is fine. I like Azul, but I wasn't like blown away by it. This provides a lot more strategic depth in, I think, about as simple a game to teach. Maybe a little more complex to teach.
Oh, it is.
Teach, though?
Not to teach necessarily,
but strategically.
But the strategy.
Definitely way more deep strategically. But I mean, but to teach, it's not way harder to teach. And so I love that. Like, just amazing. I can teach this game to just about anyone, and we can just... It's just so super strategic. I also love that this game is like a 45-minute to an hour-long game. Depending on how much AP is going on. It could be 30 minutes. I play games that are around 30 minutes, play games that are around an hour. This was probably more like an hour, I'm going to guess, Dean.
Yeah.
But I love this. I mean, this is potentially my favorite game this year. Why
didn't I place this over here? I could have got more points.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That's going to probably make some people... That's going to make some people go, really? Like, I mean, I've loved Tuansuyo, I've loved like Tekinu. There's some other games that I really like. But this just has like this beautiful special place, I feel like, in my collection that I can play with almost anyone. And it's so smart and it's so good. I'm worried that this one's going to fly a little bit under the radar. Like, I haven't been hearing about it as much as...
Yeah, because it's an abstract game, which... I mean, often we don't love. There's not a lot of the abstract games that we love either. So I'm with you. But I do think that this one's getting a lot of good buzz. The buzz that it's getting is positive. I'm hearing a lot. But it hasn't gotten this.
And again, if you...
So you're an 11 on this?
No, I mean, I'm a strong 9 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
I actually think this could go up for me.
Okay.
Like, I'm being careful because I've made some calls in the past where I went, whoa. Yeah, I mean, this is so good. But let me say this. If you follow us and you love, like the games I like, I could actually see someone going, John, why did you like that one so much? Mm-hmm. So I want to be hesitant to that. Like, the people that want to play Tuansuyo and stuff like that might be like, I didn't really like this like you liked it, John. But I love it. Wow, I love it. I'm really close to just changing it to a 9.5. Is how much I like this game. I'm going to go a strong 9. It's going to be really high up there. With I think the 9 is the floor for this game for me. I can see this being like really high.
Which that gives it, that's a 9 from John and 8 from me. That's going to get it a Meepletown Royal Seal, which honestly...
Royal Seal!
Overall in 2020, I don't think we had that many, maybe 4. Maybe not even that many, but Royal Seal from us. We both really enjoy this game. It's quite a bit of fun. Check it out if you like the gameplay. Seems like something you might enjoy. Tell people how they can get in touch with us.
If you're enjoying our channel, we would love for you to subscribe. You can go to MeepletownGames.com to check out all of our stuff. We're at Meepletown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to Meepletown.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at Meepletown Games, and connect with us on the Meepletown Guild, Guild number 3407, at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to Meepletown.